Hi there, it's Rob here from the Gym Team. I hope you're well. Welcome to this mobility method, which is all about shoulder and back mobility. So grab yourself a pint of water, close the doors, let people know you're taking part in a training session. Cheers. And from there, we're going to find a space to be able to do our training session. You will need a mat for this training session and also a couple of dumbbells as well. We're going to work on some movement. So from here, check around one way, check around the other, make sure you've got plenty of room. Check above your head, make sure your hands aren't going to go into a light fitting. Shake out your fingers and let's just roll our wrists for a moment. So we're looking at interlocking the fingers here, take an elbow high, take your hands middle and high, and then the other elbow high. So high, 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 and high. Keep working through that roll. And just try to execute a nice acute angle here at the wrist, a nice acute angle here at the fingertips, and then again, a nice angle here at the top wrist as well. So you're just trying to get as much flexion and extension through the wrist as you can. Change direction. Looking good. Change direction again. And you can see that your shoulders are starting to have to move with this movement as well, which is good. Interlock the fingers. Excellent. Lock them together and hinge from the hips. Drop down and come back up. So what we're doing is we're protracting our shoulders and we're just dropping down and coming back up. Now, when you do the same exercise, but think about where your feet are. Your feet that fist gap apart. And we're going to do the same exercise here. Down, through, and lift. Go again. Every time we're lifting that chest up high, and every time we're hinging the backside out the way. Lift the chest. 3 more, let's go. Down, up, 2 more. Last one here. Again, really contracting the shoulder blades, trying to get the arms forward. From there, we're just going to roll our elbows back. So we're trying to take the hand up the midline of the body, up over the nose and back over the top. Allowing the shoulder to move. Take the elbow high up over the shoulder as you work through, back and through. Keep working here, up and over. 5 more here, 4 more here. Last 2. And 1. From here, arm comes forward, thumb facing up. Stretch, turn, and reach. Change arm, thumb up, turn, stretch, and reach, like you're doing back straight. So we're going to try and do that together now. Thumbs up, stretch, turn the hands back to back, reach, and again. So up, back to back, pull back, and reach again. Let's go. Up, turn, retract. Go again. Go again. Keep it working. Three more here. Last one here. And release. Okay, so from there, you're going to grab one of your weights. Okay, and we're going to work by placing our left hand on top of our chest here. Then take the right hand up and work through the rotation. Now, as you're working through this, if you find that the weight's too much for you, obviously reduce it. If you feel it's not enough, which I'd be surprised, but I mean, this is a 2.5 kilo weight, then obviously adjust to what you need. This isn't about a strength training session, but it is very good for shoulder mobility and rotation. Now, as we're working up through, again, the same movement of the thumb comes up high, but we turn and we rotate and claw back into ourselves again. Up through, turn and rotate. Now, as much as possible, you're trying to make the shoulder do that rotation, but it will be natural because of the kinetic chain of our body for the pelvis to turn as you're working through. So reach, turn, and work with it. Now try and keep your nose and your chest facing forwards as you work round into this movement. So work 2 more here. Shoulders getting a bit tired now. And you might find a few of these muscles in here feel a bit short. They're kind of possibly bouncing out the way for you to do the movement. Let's change arms. See what we've got here. And if they are tight, take note of them, of where you're feeling the tension, okay? Because there are areas that maybe you want to have a look at the restorative stretch classes we teach on the shoulders and actually building up your shoulder flexibility by doing some stretching through it. You might also choose to see a sports therapist or an osteopath, a chiropractor or something to have a look at those areas for you. And I would also recommend that you see certainly a sports therapist like myself who looks at kinetic chain of the body, because if something is stiff here and you can feel the rotation that's happening at your pelvis, you've got to be stiff somewhere else in the body. So every action has got an equal and opposite reaction. I can feel this really tight coming across, certainly in the long head of my bicep, working hard there. And release that. From here, we're going to take the weight on the other side. We're just going to work through our range to the side and come back in again. Now, as we're doing this, I want you to try and elevate your shoulder as high as you can. The weight needs to stay into the side of the body as we're working through here. And as you're dropping, you're flexing down to the side of the knee and coming back up strong. Let's work through this range here. Every time, trying to lift that shoulder a bit higher. And you might find maybe a stretch going on the top here, maybe from the top of the hip up in towards the rib cage here. That's absolutely normal and encouraged. So get that stretch into that side. Developing the way that your body mobilizes and completes exercise. Do 2 more here. And let's work 1 more here. From there, you're going to change arms. Weight goes into the left arm. And again, we're going to check feet position. Do you feel like you're tired on the outside of your feet? Make sure you're doing this in barefoot as you're doing it, rather than doing it in your trainer. Because your trainer's already molded and dimpled in because of the way you hold your weight. You're not going to have a fair reflection on how your body is working. So again, every time we're lifting that shoulder high, every time we're dropping low, we're just trying to get a bit more pull through that shoulder. And go extra slow. If you're starting to feel a few niggles into the side, that's all good. Use the strength, but lift that shoulder high as you're working through. And release. Good stuff. Okay, weight goes down to the floor. Grab yourself a mat. Please grab yourself a drink of water as well on the way through. Okay, so the mat goes down onto the floor. Okay, so we're going to look into our press-up position here. We're going to look for 90 degrees at our knees. We're going to extend the right leg back. Come back in and change leg. Every time, so you can get a little bit more extension into it. And as you're doing this, as you kick your leg back, I want you to feel in that extended position here that your foot is, flat towards the ceiling as much as possible. Okay? As the leg comes back, it hasn't rotated so the heel is out like this. Or it hasn't rotated medially here, so your foot is out. You're flat and lifted here. And again, let's do 2 more here. And 1 more. From here, we're going to extend the right arm out straight with the left leg coming out. Lift the arm up towards the ceiling flat before exchanging and stretching. Do the same on the other side. Work in this range. Every time you've extended the arm out in front of you, that arm is staying parallel to the floor. Every time, the hands returning in line with the chest. Back down again. Strengthening your back each time. Pull your glutes in stronger as you work through this range. Every time it's a full extension on the arms and on the legs. And release. Good work. Okay, so grabbing your weight again. And from here, laying onto your back. I'm just going to turn the mat 345 so you can see from an angle. Okay, so we're going to lay on our back, stretch your arms back, and see if you can get your elbows down to the floor. So from here, our weight goes into our right hand, and we're going to just see if we can get that extension. Now, using your left hand to support the chest, want to feel the muscle fibers as you work through your extension here. So the weight coming down to the side, lifts up straight, head is back to the ground, arm fully extended up overhead. Keep the movement slow and controlled. Now specifically as the weight comes overhead, try and push the weight away from your body. Let's change ups. Good work. So the right arm coming up onto the chest, the right hand on top of the pectoral muscle here. And maybe just coming slightly higher up. Feel what happens in your shoulder. Now you should be able to do this with the shoulder blade, your scapula right back over the floor, As you lift, you rotate and you extend. And each time you're trying to push that weight that little bit further. This is brilliant. If you do a lot of surfing or swimming, tennis, golf, this is really encouraging the extension of the arm, improving the mobility. Let's do one more here. And release. From here, we're going to work out how the arm moves and mobilises going laterally. So again, we're going to take the weight up higher over the height of the chest. This time we're going to let it abduct out to the side. Frontal extension out to the side here. And then we get to flex back in. And again. Now, as you're doing this, feel the pelvis stays flat to the floor and the lower back grounded as well. That's really important as we're doing this. You want to feel both shoulder blades are back to the ground. And both hips are staying flat towards the movement as well. And as you're coming to the wide position here, you might find that that left shoulder wants to jump up off the floor. We're not going to allow it. We're going to keep that functionality here. One more here. Slow lower. Don't let it collapse to the floor. Keep strength in the pectoral fibers. And then lift strong back up. Let's change arms. So, the right hand takes over the weight. Make sure you've got enough room. And open out to the left side. Your chest fibers stay strong. Lower back into the ground. Head back. Open up the chest fibers. Get slow controlled movements through it. Last one here. Left arm going slowly and controlled all the way out to the side. And slowly back up through that move again. Good work. From there, taking the weight into both hands. Stretch and extend overhead. And slowly lift up and over through to the pelvis. Back hand again. Now, at the same time, you want to develop your back strength and flexibility. You can come through into the back bridge here. Keep the strength in the lower back. And slowly pull back up and through. And each time, as soon as that weight gets overhead, try and push that weight just that little bit further away each time. Keep the glutes perfectly engaged, arms fully extended. 2 more here. And last one. And rest. Right, and from there, releasing out and relaxing. Stick your lower back into the floor and release. Well done. Slowly taking yourself through up into standing. And from there, taking your feet fist gap apart, flex and drop down. Feel a nice big stretch through the back of the legs. And then taking yourself back through into standing, shake it out. Roll the fingers one way, roll back the other way. And release yourself to be going forwards. Really, really well trained. Great session. Really, really good. As always, if you did that live, do a hashtag live. If you did it on replay, hashtag the replay for me. And as always, if you found that you need some help with things, please get in contact. That's what I'm here to do. So please let me know how we can help. From there, grab yourself your water. Cheers. Well trained. I'll see you next time for the next one. Cheers.
Thank you, Rob. Really good, that.